the perfect daily schedule for wholesaling success. Guys, it's Rick in here with Flip with Rick. In this video, I'm actually going to walk you through the ideal schedule that you need to accomplish daily to be successful in wholesaling business. I get this question all the time. I know Zach gets it all the time. And in this video, I want to share it with you. But do me a favor, before we get started, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this video with someone that you think would benefit from the absolute best free wholesaling information on the internet today. A lot of people ask, especially in our Facebook group, is what does the ideal day look like for wholesaling? So I'm going to spell it out and I'm going to forewarn you. It ain't sexy. It actually ain't even pretty, but it's the truth. So many gurus and so many people in this business glass over on some of the most basic philosophies that have to be done. Otherwise, you will not have a successful wholesaling business. So let's get into it. Rick, where do I start? How do I prioritize my day? And what should I be doing on a daily basis to be successful at wholesaling? So the first thing I need you to do is you're going to have to get up at 4 a.m. You're going to have to go work out. Then you're going to have to take an ice cold shower. I'm just kidding, guys. That's the complete opposite. So if any guru starts out and says you got to wake up at 4 a.m. to do something, fire them. Okay? Here's a little secret. We all get 24 hours in a day. You choose how you want to use them. If you want to wake up at 10, I don't care. You're going to have to put in the same amount of time if you get up at 10 or you get up at 4 a.m. Okay? Understanding from 4 a.m. to basically 9 or 10 a.m., you just can't be cold calling and reaching out customers doing your prospecting. That's the only limitation in the morning. I'm a morning guy. I like to get up early, but I'm just telling you, before we get knee deep into your daily schedule, is this thing where you've got to get up like the early bird gets the worm. It's BS. It's bull. Like if you wake up at 10 and you want to work through the night and you're highly productive, do that. I always tell people to be successful in wholesaling is don't change who you are to be a wholesaler. So if you like to stay up late and work, that's fine. If you are not naturally a morning person, I don't want you getting up, especially at 4 a.m. because you're going to be pissed off, you're going to be tired, and you're not going to be productive. And when you're not in a good mood and you're not in good energy, nothing good happens in your life. So I don't care what time you get up. I don't care. You choose it. You're going to have to put in the same amount of productivity no matter what it is. So if you get up at 10 or you get up at 4, it's the same thing. If you like to get stuff done early and get out of the way, then wake up earlier. I'm all for it. I'm a morning guy. I like it. So here's how we're going to start our day is you actually start your day the night before. What do you mean by that? You actually have to plan your day out. If you do not plan your day out, it will be done for you. And that's the last thing we want to do. So if you're starting this plan tomorrow, I need you to sit down this evening or tonight or this morning and plan out your activities. And it's really, really simple. You have to have an agenda set for the rest of the day before you start. So what I'm going to do is dive in this video, set this video up based on priorities. You don't want to really mix the order up too much other than your prospecting, and I'll tell you why. And so let's dive into it. So you've already pre-planned your day. You already have an outline set up for it. The one thing you have to understand, you have to have some flexibility built in your plan. If you have every minute planned till the end of the day, you're setting yourself up for failure because life doesn't work that way. What you need to do is do it in what I kind of call stacks. So I'll take like a 2-hour stack and get as much work and then I take a break because, man, our minds can only handle so much. And keep in mind, you're going to be taking phone calls, sometimes have to answer emails. You got to deal with urgent stuff, text, all sorts of fun stuff. Closings blowing up, sellers crying to you about this and that. And that has to be built in your day. So if you set up stacks of like 2 hours and then give yourself a 30 or 45 minute break, it will give you enough time to do all that stuff in between. You should never have from like 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. planned out every minute because it's not going to work out the way you think it is. You ever been to a doctor's office? And if you haven't learned now, if you don't take like a morning slot, if you come in after like 1 o'clock, you're usually 2 hours behind because crap comes up with patients and it gets extended. The same thing's going to happen to you. Once we do that, when you're planning your day, you need to ask yourself, am I committing to income producing activities? It's a yes or a no. There is no excuse. There is no paragraph here. It's yes or no. So everything you plan, if you don't do that, if the answer is no, don't do it. At least don't make it a priority for that day. You have plenty of time to sit on the couch, watch TV, or do what you want. Please don't watch TV. But if you do the non-productive stuff. So is this an income producing activity? Yes or no? I want you to answer yes to the questions. The next step is let's go by priority. So what is an income producing activity? Very simple. Anything has to relate to marketing, market campaigns, canvassing, anything that's going to connect you to a lead. After that, it's actual sales activities, connecting, talking to prospects, turning them into leads, turning them into deals, writing contracts, going out and networking with people in the business. These are all direct correlations to income producing activities, and they have to be your priority. Otherwise, you're going to push them in the cracks and you aren't going to get them done. Cold calling, any type of campaigns you're setting up, any type of SMS you're setting up, follow-up activity, huge one. Writing offers. These are all income producing activities, and they have to be your priority in this business. And if you're not looking at it and you're not answering yes to these questions, are they income producing? You will be broke. It's just the bottom line. You have to do things that produce income and leads for your business. So as we go through the schedule, we're going to ask her a question. Does it produce? Yes or no? If not, it gets off your list. You just do it when you have to. Like designing logos and crap like that, it will never make you a dime. Make you feel good, but it's not going to make you any money. Let's go. We've already pre-planned. We're going to ask the question. So, hey, how does my morning start? So as I said, it doesn't matter when your morning starts. When you get everything done, you get your personal time out of the way, you get your coffee, your head's clear, you're in the right mindset, you're going to dive in. The first thing, guess where we're going? Number one, has to be marketing. It has to be marketing. Guys, if you do not market in this business, you're dead. You're a dinosaur waiting to be buried, okay? Everything it has to do has to lead with marketing. I love marketing. Marketing is what you truly specialize in wholesaling. It's not actually sales, although sales does help. If you don't have daily marketing activities, you cannot produce leads. Your marketing leads to leads. If you don't have leads, your business is dead. So the first thing every morning, you need to look at your marketing. What are your campaigns? What do we have ongoing? What's the budget spent for it? What am I doing today to make my marketing work? Now, you got two different really kind of types of marketings. And I'm not talking about cold calling versus SMS. It's either you hire people to do it, you're doing a campaign, or you're doing it all yourself. And in the beginning, I did everything myself. I was fine with it. It kept me busy. I had nothing going on. I hand wrote letters, those door hangers, I hung a lot of those. I created urgent packages that looked like a FedEx, but it wasn't a FedEx. And I prepared it for my foreclosures that day. All the marketing materials. So if you have an SMS campaign going up, you should already have your list in hand, okay? You need to go ahead and make sure all your accounts are set up. Whoever you're using for your marketing medium, SMS, cold calling, RVM, direct mail, if you're doing paid per click, any of this stuff, if you're doing Facebook marketing, you need to have that all set up, and you need to go through your key indicators, also known as your KPIs, key performance indicators, and go through it and see if your marketing's working. Am I getting leads? Is this being productive? Is my money being spent right? If you don't focus there, you can go south real quick in this business. So everything starts with marketing. And honestly, I take the first hour, and this is what I do. And if you're new to it, you might have to take 2 or 3 hours to do this. You have to have something set up, and you have to have focus. So you should have focus for that month, for that week, for that day, per quarter, and for the year. And so you do a plan, and then you show the actual, and you see if you're following through with your plan. Those of you that commit to marketing usually do the absolute best. Those of you that do fly-by-night marketing, meaning you do an SMS campaign, you send out like 5,000, you answer all the texts, you write a bunch of contracts, and then you go through and you feel like you got to fix up the house and do all this other crap. You get a nice big paycheck, and then guess what? You're out of money for the next 3 months because you don't have any marketing going. So marketing rules, marketing is king. If you don't have marketing activity, and I look at marketing every day, look at my KPIs to make sure they're registering, and then guess what? At some point, all marketing goes south. Allow 1 hour for your marketing. Look at your KPIs. If you need more time, you need to do it maybe a couple hours and kind of go from there. The next thing we're going to do is, the next step is going to be if you do manual marketing. So this is for those of you that are working in your business by yourself, or maybe you just have a new partner, a spouse, whatever it is. Manual marketing stuff that you have to do yourself. So this would fall under driving for dollars, cold calling, your SMS campaigns, any type of networking event. People, hopefully it's like face-to-face. I love SMS because it's very scalable and you've got to get them going. So the earlier you start it, the more you can kind of work the leads and work everything into your day. And by the way, I'm going to teach you about prospecting at the end of the day, but a lot of times when we're first starting out, we got to start early in the day. Now, what time you decide to do it's completely up to you. Don't do it before 9 a.m. because nobody's going to answer the phone and there's not going to be a lot of people at the door. So your manual marketing is the next step. These are the stuff that you do, especially for your individual operators. That way we can get leads flowing. So here's the theme. It's all about marketing, getting leads, getting the phones to ring, you making outbound calls and getting activity so we can get prospects into leads. Okay, the next one we do, then we go into what we call anything that we can do within our office. So maybe it's your home office, maybe it's your home. I don't care. It doesn't matter where you are. You don't need an office in this business. So this is the part where you're really going to go deep on cold calling and you pick the times, sometimes between 10 and 12. A lot of people like to do it like a little bit earlier. If you have an email campaign you want to send out, you want to blast the SMS, this is the time to blast it, get it all set, and get whatever your system set up. So if you're a one-man army, you're doing SMS, you know they're coming out, you know for the next 2 hours you're going to get responses from the text. That's your time to figure out how to respond to them, to engage them, to get them on the phone. That's always the goal. Whenever you have a cold call, the idea is get them to lengthen the phone call with you so you can get more information, or most likely to get them to call you back. And then like the next step I put into this section is what we call manual text. Stuff where you actually, say you got an SMS and you convert it and you're manually texting. That's like a one-on-one interaction to try to get them on the phone. That way you can get them in your database and get working on these leads that get converted. I wish it was simple as marketing. Somebody calls you off of a text or something, one phone call is done. That's not the truth, guys. A lot of gurus will tell you that. Complete crap. It takes time to convert people. You have to work at it. So that leads us to our next section, which is going to be follow-ups. Follow-ups is everything in our business. So if we go from marketing to manual marketing to in-office basic marketing, now we're going to follow-ups. Follow-ups are all the, I think 70% of the time we miss phone calls, especially on cold calling, SMS back and forth, or maybe they finally called your number and you were tied up on the other line. It's so important to get back to these people. Follow-up is king. It is not uncommon to spend 2 or 3 hours in our company to do follow-ups. It's that important. It's a very manual task. There's no auto dialer. There's no Mojo. There's no Zen call or nothing like that. Somebody in your company has to go through it and rip through these phone calls. It just takes time. Timing is everything in our business. When the timing hits, the opportunity meets, and you're prepared for it, and you're willing to solve a problem, that's what truly wholesaling is in our business. So the next most important part is follow-ups. If you skip the follow-ups, you're wasting your money marketing. So like, don't miss this part. Follow-ups is everything. And the more you market, the deeper the follow-ups get. Your database gets fuller and fuller. What about all those people that say, call me back in 3 months, call me back in 30 days? After you've done this 3, 4, 5, or 6 months, you have an entire lead database of old leads. They just weren't ready at the time. But guess what? If you stay in their face, if you stay in sight, if you stay on top of their mind, you have a great opportunity getting a deal. So follow-ups is probably one of the biggest percentages. We don't start with follow-ups because if we don't market correctly, we're never going to get the follow-ups. Guys, once you do the marketing part, and I've broken down the pieces of that, follow-ups is absolutely everything. Then we're going to start ending the part of the day with doing cash buyers. Cash buyers are simple. Honestly, we rarely take more than 20, 30 minutes doing it. It's mostly emails. You can use LinkedIn. This is the part where you're going to do your social media. Marketing for cash buyers, even marketing your properties for disposition. I'm not going deep on this because let's face it, I'm trying to get you guys deals and getting them going. But this is the part where you would do dispositions. Not that it's not terribly important, but you always have to be looking for future business. You always have to be having new deals come in the door. Always have to have that income stream coming in. So at this point, we're going to chase down cash buyers. We're going to send out mass emails, maybe some more mass text for our cash buyers. and any properties we're looking for dispositions. And this is where you squeeze in that pretty little thing called social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever you need to do to network with people to get deals sold. And to get deals sold, you need cash buyers. So do not overlook this. It's important, but it's not the hardest task in the world. You don't have to do driving for dollars for cash buyers. 9 times out of 10, just using your phone and your computer should satisfy this, no problem. And last but not least, you need to look at financials of your business, cash flow, on what you're spending on marketing, anybody that you've partnered up with, and always make sure you know where your money is. And mostly to make sure your marketing is working, okay? There's nothing more frustrating in a business if you spend money on marketing, but people aren't working the leads. They're not doing the follow-ups. They're not doing the email blasts. We're not manually marketing. All this ties together. So I've kind of laid out to you from start to finish how the day looks. Notice I don't give you any type of time frames. I don't want you to commit to more than a 2-hour block in a day. So if you're going to do cold calling, go nuts for 2 hours, but man, give yourself a mental break because it will wear you down. Go grab a bite to eat, connect with a friend, call a family member, shake it off in your head, and then get back into that mode. Wholesaling is a laser-focused game, and you've got to be on your A game to get it done. If you have your way through this thing, it's going to show in your numbers. If you can commit this daily wholesaler schedule, I'm telling you, amazing things will happen. And here's a really cool thing. Approaching on my 19th year, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is I have a lot more people I work with, but I really enjoyed in the beginning when I did everything. I just got in a mode, man. Like I got up in the morning. I already had my day pre-planned. I looked over my marketing schedule. From there, I did all my manual marketing, anything I had to leave my home for. And then from there, once I was done that, I took a little bit of break and then I grabbed a bite to eat. And then I did all my automation marketing, any type of SMS, cold mail, direct mail. Back then, I did it all myself. So we hand addressed the envelopes. We did stuff like that. So we would set everything up. And then any type of personal text or phone calls, I would do right there. I'd spend as much time as I could with sellers. And then after that, I would jump into some more expanded cold calling and whatever I could do. And then heavy follow-ups. Follow-ups was the key in my first really 4 years of the business. I mean, follow-ups is the key now, and it's not going to change. After that, obviously cash buyers, dispositions, and then looking over all your financials and reviewing any KPIs. And remember, you got to plan for your next day. So as the old saying goes, either plan your day or somebody else will plan it for you. I promise you, you have to scope your day out. Do it in 2-hour, what I call stacks, and you will get stuff done. If you get more efficient at it, it's not the amount of hours you work. It's that you keep doing income producing activities. So before I wrap up this video, make sure anything you do in your daily schedule in wholesaling relates to income producing activity. It's a yes or no. Don't sit there and lie yourself and try to justify why you got to do logos, why you got to create this LLC today. None of that's going to matter if you don't have deals coming in your pipeline for you to nail down. So guys, tell me what you think. Tell me what your daily schedule looks like. And I'm really particularly interested in those that are doing this on their own because I know it's tough. It's challenges. I mean, you're going to have obstacles that come up. But if you create a routine and a daily schedule, just like the one I laid out to you, your success is imminent. It's not if, it's going to happen. You just have to stick to it. And by the way, not every day goes smooth. You will have curveballs thrown at you. And that's why I want you to set up 2-hour stacks where you have time to breathe, return emails, phone calls in between so you don't feel so pressed. Sometimes you don't get through your whole day, but as long as you prioritize your activities, you'll feel like you accomplished a ton each day. The problem is when you start like spending time doing logos and devising these crazy plans or like figuring out rehab budgets. Guys, that's the stuff that throws wholesalers off track and drives them out of the business. So learn from that. Don't make those mistakes. Income producing activities. Tell me in the comments below what you think. Tell me how you do your day. And most of all, guys, do me a favor. If you like receiving the best free information on wholesaling on the internet today from myself and Zach and from our amazing community of people just like you looking to get past all the guru BS and give it to you from a 19-year wholesaler that does this business every day and is not a full-time coach, because this stuff should be free. My goal is to make sure as many wholesalers reach $100,000 as possible without paying a dime to a guru. You guys can accomplish this by doing a couple things. Hit that subscribe button, share this video that someone that you think needs to hear it, and do me a favor, hit that like button if you like this information. Guys, this is Rick Ginn with Flip with Rick, and I'll see you in the next video.